What's up, everybody? Speed is beautiful here. I figured I'd throw together some rankings of the racetracks I've been to the last couple years. I live in America. I've been all across America. Usually when I travel, it's going to racetracks. So I figured I'd put them all in order for you guys and tell you about the unique individualism in each racetrack. So here we go. Number 7. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I've only been to 7 racetracks roughly, so this is just going to be a top 7. So starting at the top, number 7, Homestead Miami Speedway. So Homestead comes in at number 7. I will say this track always has the best sunsets. Incredible down there in South Florida, incredible. So yeah, always got some great racing. It used to be the championship track for the longest, but of course that moved to Phoenix. So yeah. Also, there's a little road course in the infield that has some tight turns and some great vantage points, and it's usually a good time whenever you watch cars go anywhere around that track. So, Homestead Miami Speedway. Number 6, the Daytona International Speedway. It almost pains me to rank them so high up the list because this is basically my home track next to Sebring. I'm here multiple times a year. There's so much prestige there with the 500 and of course the Rolex 24, so it hurts me to put them this high, but I'll explain why. So first I just want to say this isn't Daytona's fault, it's just where they are geologically, but it always rains. It seems like there's never a weekend that doesn't get a little bit wet, no matter what the series, no matter what time of the year, but you know that's not their fault, but still. Also, there isn't really a view of the backstretch chicane anywhere that I know of when you're there for the endurance racing. You can get on the dock by the lake and get a decent view of it, but I just wish they'd set up a little grandstand over there that the fans can go see that, because that's a great spot. But on the more positive side of things, killer view on top of those giant grandstands. Just insane. If you go all the way up to the top, you can see the entire track. It's just absolutely stunning to be in those grandstands. Number 5. So I went to Indianapolis for the first time this year in October for the IndyCar doubleheader and Intercontinental GT Challenge, and let me say that track lived up to every bit of hype that it has earned over the past 100 years. Like, you walk in there and you look at that track and you're just in awe of the history and the capabilities of the cars that go in front of you. It's truly spectacular. So I was kind of upset with Indianapolis Motor Speedway with how they handled the COVID situation. Their answer to social distancing was to pack everybody into 2 corners of the track instead of using the ginormous grandstands throughout the facilities. But hey, you know, they must know more than I do. I'm just a guy on YouTube. But nevertheless, I am a delinquent, so I snuck away from security and got to see the Brickyard up close, all by myself, properly social distance. So here's a few shots from that. It's pretty cool to see that up close. And this was my favorite spot right here. The cars basically drive almost directly beneath you. Killer view. Definitely my favorite spot. Number 4, Virginia International Raceway. Any of you guys have some back roads in your hometown that, you know, there's no one else on and there's some curvy parts, and, you know, when it's just you really put your foot in it? That's basically what VIR is. Yeah, I'm thinking, and I just really can't come up with any negatives for this racetrack. It's wonderful all around. All I can say is it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If anything, I wish there was a little bit more seating, maybe towards the front stretch. You know, you really can't see the finish line from the spectator's point of view. So maybe a couple grandstands over there, and I'll be 100% happy. Number 3, Sebring International Raceway. Ooh-wee. I just get excited thinking about this track. It's literally my home track. I'm about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes from it, from my house. So I'm there all the time for even the smaller races. You know, I've been there for Formula 3 and 4 as well as many historic racing events and lots of IMSA racing too, so I'm there all the time. So Sebring is a great track, a great time, no matter what event you're at. If you go to the Sebring 12 hours, great people, great parties, a lot of fun. It's a real flat, bumpy track, so the cars are always bouncing up and down. Makes for some good shots, some slow-mo videos too. But of course, to remain unbiased, I have to mention at least one negative out of it. And I guess the one thing that I could complain about is the front stretch. There's a lot of space, a lot of unnecessary space keeping the fans from the cars, and as you can see here, and I just wish they could do something with that, maybe move it a little bit closer, or maybe add some bleachers right there on the front straightaway. Number 2, it's Laguna Seca. Yes, I call it Laguna Seca, not WeatherTech Raceway, Mazda Raceway, whatever. I hate whenever they sponsor racetracks. It's so lame. So this one's obvious. Don't even need to explain anything. You know the corkscrew, rolling California hills. It's beautiful everywhere you look. And it's perfect weather almost the entire year. So I'll just leave it at that and let you guys watch a couple videos, see for yourself. Number 1, Road Atlanta. All-time favorite track by far. It's got everything you want. It's got, waving corners. It's got elevation changes, very fast straightaways with chicanes, and not to mention it's in some of the most beautiful mountains you'll ever see. Also, if you didn't know, there's little walking trails all throughout the track connecting different corners, and it's really cool to walk through the woods and just hear the sound of race cars bouncing off the trees.
This is a terrible idea. I did not think this through. Face first into a spider web!
Alright guys, so that's my top 7 tracks I've been to. Hopefully many more will be added to this list throughout the years of my life. So be sure to subscribe and follow Speedisbeautiful on Instagram if you want to keep up. What's your favorite track? Tell me. Feel free to comment. Please remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Speed is beautiful.